Welcome to the final part of my series, Antonio Brown versus the Madden Curse. In this series, I took you back to the past to see all of the Madden athletes that have been, all of the cover athletes that have been on the Madden covers. I took you back, we saw how the athletes performed after they were on the cover, and now it's Antonio Brown's turn to be on the Madden cover. If you are watching this video right now, I am going to assume that you watched parts 1, 2, and 3, and for that I thank you. If you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comment section below. To finalize the series, we're going to take a look at the cover athletes from Madden 2014 all the way to 2018. It featured athletes like Odell Beckham Jr., Richard Sherman, and Tom Brady. These are three athletes that are amazing at their positions, and they are also featured on this final episode of Antonio Brown versus the Madden Curse. Without further ado, here are the final athletes in this list. Thanks again for watching. So for the Madden 25 cover, we have Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson started the season with the first carry of the game, was 78-yard run, touchdown run, but he only played 14 games that season because he had a nagging foot injury, and he was never the same after he was on the cover of Madden 25. Think about it. Had the issues, the child abuse issues when he hit his child. Gets suspended for a year, comes back, isn't the same AP we're accustomed to, gets released by the Vikings, goes to New Orleans, and he hasn't been the same since he was in the Madden 25 cover. His career went downhill, and he hasn't been the same since then. He never recovered. And I don't think he will. I think it's time that we call it what it is. AP since the Madden cover till from 2013 to 2018, those 5 years have been a stark difference for Adrian Peterson. He was never able to recover from the Madden curse. Let's now move on to Madden 15. 2015 saw Richard Sherman. At that point, when he was named the cover athlete, he was coming off of a 2014 Super Bowl. Was it 2014? I believe it was 2014 when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, completely destroying the Broncos. Richard Sherman comes off of one of his best years, comes out himself saying, "I'm one of the best in the league, I'm the best corner in the league," and definitely proved to be that way. So the Madden curse didn't strike Richard Sherman. Following year, I mean, Richard Sherman has always been good. If we're gonna talk about a decline, I wouldn't say he's been on a decline per se. Maybe now that he's with San Francisco, we're going to see the same Richard Sherman we saw once upon a time when he was playing for the Seahawks at a very, very, very high level. If you guys remember, he called out Michael Crabtree for supposedly talking about him, and he told him, "I'm the best corner in the league, don't ever talk about me." You guys remember that after the 2013 NFC Championship game, when Kaepernick threw it to the corner of the end zone and Richard Sherman tipped it, and I'm pretty sure Earl Thomas ended up intercepting the football. I might be wrong about that. It's been quite a few years, but maybe now that Richard Sherman is in San Francisco, we're going to see that same level of play. I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm just saying I would like to see it because Richard Sherman has always been such a great cornerback. But let's move on now to Madden 16, which is Odell Beckham Jr. He also broke the curse. Odell Beckham Jr. broke the curse. And in what way? Dude had the most receptions, had like 13 or 14 touchdowns. Yeah, he finished the season with 1,450 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns. Has like 190 something receptions, the most receptions of any wide receivers to date. Maybe Michael Thomas has more now. I'm not sure. I can't remember right now. But I'm pretty sure Michael Thomas broke Odell Beckham Jr.'s reception record. I think so. I'm not sure. But I'm positive that Michael Thomas just broke it last year with like 198 receptions or 200 receptions, something like that. I'm pretty sure it was. But Odell Beckham Jr. didn't get struck by the curse. He actually broke the curse. He had a very well performance, so he broke the curse. Which, he's a young star. He did the crazy one-handed throwback catch versus the Cowgirls, and had a fantastic year. So yes, Odell Beckham Jr. also broke the Madden curse. Third player. So far we have Megatron, Richard Sherman, and OBJ. 3 players so far that broke the Madden curse. And before that we have 12, 13 of them that didn't break it, that actually the Madden curse struck them. So 3 for like maybe 13 so far is what we're going with right now. I mean, it's looking like the Giants last year. So yeah, the Madden curse is real. It's real. We're going down this list, and you can visually see that it is a real thing. Let's move on to Madden 17. Madden 17 was Rob Gronkowski, arguably the best tight end in NFL history. Let's look at what happened to Rob Gronkowski when he was announced as the Madden cover. Gronk missed the first 2 games of the season with a hamstring injury, and then later down the season he had to have back surgery to fix a herniated disc, and which ended up sidelining him for the remaining of the season, and he could not participate in the Super Bowl. Misses the first 2 games of the year, and then a herniated disc in his back. So he only had 3 touchdowns that year and 25 catches, which is very rare for Gronk. Gronk is Tom Brady's favorite target. So to see that kind of low production from Gronkowski is very, very rare. We're going to finalize with Madden 18. Tom Brady. Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. Oh, I'm sorry, and I said versus the Seahawks. It wasn't the Seahawks, it was the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sorry about that. Gronk was forced to watch the Super Bowl, the amazing, epic comeback. The amazing, epic comeback that was that game versus the Falcons. An amazing comeback. Tom Brady and was it Dion Lewis or was it James White who did it? I can't remember. They used so many running backs in the backfield. I think it was James White. Yeah, James White and Tom Brady put on a complete, absolute show in that Super Bowl. Oh, it was an amazing Super Bowl, amazing come from behind win for the Patriots. Tom Brady got his 5th ring, and Gronk was forced to watch it all from the silence. But back to Madden 18. Madden 18 was Tom Brady. Tom Brady last year threw for 4,500 yards, had an amazing season, had a come from behind win versus the Jaguars, the #1 defense in the NFL, which should have closed the door on Tom Brady but never did. Left the door actually cracked that much, I would say, just that much, and Tom Brady blew it wide open, and a come from behind wins, advances to the Super Bowl, where he met my Eagles, and he broke the curse too. But I would say the only thing that I wouldn't even attribute it to the Madden curse, because he was still able to play, he wasn't silent or anything, was in practice when he injured his throwing hand, that he had the big gaping scar right here in his hand. That and the bubble pass that he dropped, and maybe I would say the fumble. Those 3 things I would attribute it to the curse. But overall, he did break the curse. It didn't strike him. Although he lost the Super Bowl, he still went 13-3, 4,500 yards, amazing year, amazing come from behind wins to make it all the way to the Super Bowl. And I'm not going to lie, when Tom Brady had the football in his hand with 2 minutes left, I mean, I was nervous. I was super nervous. I thought it was going to be another one of those moments where Tom Brady just says, fuck you, fuck your feelings, fuck your team, I'm gonna make this comeback and I'm gonna win type of shit. I'm not gonna lie, I really was nervous, because Tom Brady is a very good quarterback. He is the greatest quarterback of all time. I would go as far as saying he's the greatest NFL player of all time. I mean, if you have any thoughts on that, tell me. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Tom Brady is the greatest NFL player of all time? We know he's the greatest quarterback of all time, but is he the greatest NFL player of all time? Is he, or is he not? I think so. I think so. A lot of people will say Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is my favorite quarterback, right? But Peyton Manning was the greatest regular season quarterback. That is true. As a regular season quarterback, Peyton Manning was amazing. As a playoffs quarterback, on the other hand, not so much. Look at his track record. Peyton Manning was not a very good. He wasn't a very good playoffs quarterback. He reached the Super Bowl, I want to say, 4 times. Twice with the Colts. He won against the Bears. Loses to the Saints on a pick 6 by Tracy Porter. Then twice with the Broncos. Gets smacked by the Legion of Boom. And then the other Super Bowl, he won it, but not because of him. His passes were wobbling. There was not enough air under them. And he wasn't the same Peyton Manning we're all accustomed to see, right? Peyton Manning won that Super Bowl because of Von Miller. Von Miller taking care of Cam Newton, DeMarcus Ware taking care of Cam Newton, Aqib Talib, and then of course you cannot leave out Harris Jr., Chris Harris Jr., two of the best cornerback tandem in the league right there. Which ironically enough, Aqib Talib is with the Rams right now. Shit, that's. We're not gonna talk about the Rams defense right now. I'm a little scared. They're in the NFC. Eagles are in the NFC. Boy, that Rams defense is tough this year. It's going to be tough. Well, that's not what we're here for. So yes, now we are on to Madden 19. Antonio Brown. AB is in the cover of Madden 19. Will he break the record? I mean the curse? Will he break the curse? Or will he fall to the curse? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Tell me if you think Antonio Brown is going to prove everybody wrong and become only the fifth athlete, cover athlete, to break the curse, or will he fall victim to the Madden curse, like so many other great players have in the past. Alright everyone, that is my time for now. I'm giving you a lot of things to think about. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think what Antonio Brown's yardage are gonna be. Is he going to perform to the level we're accustomed to see, or is he going to underperform? Is he going to prove that the Madden curse is nothing but a belief by people, or is he going to get injured, which, like I said earlier, he injured himself last season and had to miss a few games. Don't forget that. That's very important. Lingering injuries, they play a big part, especially in this league where a wide receiver is so susceptible to contact that they can get re-injured. So just for now, that's my time. Just smash a like on the smash a like on this video. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of the video. And also, Steelers fan, how do you feel about Antonio Brown being your Madden 19 cover athlete? Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.